This episode of The Reset is brought to you by the legends at TLH Training College.
No guess, new perspective. Reset. Joe.
G'day, legends. Welcome to another episode of The Reset podcast. Thank you for joining us once again. I'm going to rip straight into this one. This one's going to hit home. This one's a special one. We're constantly talking about men's mental health. You know, we talk about guys that have had a rough trot, that have been in addiction, that have lost everything, and they've come out the other end. We've never really spoken to someone that's lost an ex-partner or a father to suicide. So if you're a man that's struggling out there, I highly recommend you stick around for this one, because it's very important to see what gets left behind, the trauma that's caused once you decide to let go and not fight anymore. I always say suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Once you choose to go all the way, there's no turning back. And who gets left behind? It's the loved ones. Today I'm going to introduce to you Beck and Kalia. Beck lost her ex-partner, Rob, to suicide, which was Kalia's father. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Harrius.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I've already messed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's get a few things out of the way before we start. So you weren't with Rob at the time.
No, we were together 18 years, separated 18 months.
Yeah. I can clearly see what Rob meant to you, Beck, even though you guys weren't together at the time. Who was Rob to you? Who was he as a man?
He was a good guy. He's the best father in the world. He cared for everyone. He was really chilled and easygoing.
You said something to me on the phone, which I loved. I loved your transparency. I loved your straightforwardness.
Sometimes a shit partner.
Yeah?
But an amazing father. Best father in the world. Could not find a better one.
Let's concentrate on the good times. How was he when things were good as a partner?
Great. We were amazing. We were just the three of us, and it was great. We'd go on holidays overseas, and we'd go for dinners, and we'd just chill out with us, doing things that families do. It was good. We had a little pod.
Beck, were you someone that Rob could turn to? And I'm talking about when yous were together. Did you find that he would, and it's not to say anything about you, because men in general don't really talk.
Rob didn't believe in mental health or anything. I've suffered it my whole life, and he didn't believe in it. So when I'd pushed to try and,
get him to open up.
I can read it.
Yeah.
I can read him. And I'd pushed to try and get him to open up, and he wouldn't until we broke up. And then he said to me, I think I've got depression. Oh, now you believe in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was just that person that, I don't know, I think probably the way he was raised, I don't know. But you don't do that.
Typical Aussie guy, right? Just eat concrete, harden up, and just move on, yeah?
Yeah, worked in concrete.
Oh, he did. He was a concreter.
He was pumpy.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
One of my very good friends is a pumpy. Born and bred Aussie, Italian background. All of his workers are your true blue Aussies, right? And I actually get it because my dad started off in concrete formwork and had his own concrete pump. So I've been raised around the concrete pump, right?
Rob was in it 20 years.
Well, and I can tell you that industry on its own, there's no mental health.
I know.
There's no boys talking to each other, supporting each other, because if anything, there's two trades I always say they're the toughest trades in the building industry. It's formwork and it's a pumpy.
Yep.
Right? And it just makes so much sense that he wasn't that kind of guy because his industry didn't allow him to be.
Yep.
I'm going to move on to Kalia. Kalia, what are your memories of your father, Rob?
He was my best friend. Let's pull myself together quickly. He was my whole world. He truly was my best friend, and I wouldn't trade a father. I wouldn't trade him for the world. If I could have him back, I would.
There's something I want to touch on, and I feel it's very important. So I understand you actually weren't talking to your father for about 12 months leading up to.
After Mum and Dad split, we were trying to do 50-50 between me and Mum and me and Dad. And a side that no one saw of Dad was that he gave me an ultimatum to pick which parent I wanted to be with. And I might have been 16, but I couldn't choose between my parents. And after that, our relationship just kind of fell. And I got really stubborn. I do regret that. But there's not much I can do now.
If I can just say, Kalia, absolutely not your fault, right? And don't you dare blame yourself. I'll tell you that right now. And I don't know anything about you. I know nothing about your father, Rob. God rest his soul. Don't you dare blame yourself. There's two things I want to touch on. The first thing is, did Mum play a part in you not talking to your father? Was she filling your head with toxic information about your dad? Was she the wedge between you and your father? Did she play a role in you guys not talking?
Absolutely not. The one thing that Mum always did was push and push and push me to go and see him. It pushed me to talk to him, but I was just too stubborn. It had nothing to do with Mum. Mum would call him and tell him to come and talk to me, but Dad was too stubborn to come and talk to me and say that he was sorry. And we just were both too headstrong to apologise to each other.
You guys aren't the first, and you're not going to be the last to be going through this.
100%.
Right? And I'm even talking about before the suicide. I'm talking about broken family, right? Children having to choose where to go, where to stay, who to spend their time with. What advice would you give to another 16-year-old out there that's not talking to their father right now?
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and talk to your father, because you don't know when it's going to be the last time.
Hey guys, quick interruption. Let's take a look at what our proud sponsors, TLH Training College, can do for you.
Hi, I'm Lena.
And I'm Zena.
Kirsty here. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Ada.
And we're TLH Training.
Have you been working in your trade for years but never got around to getting your qualification? Through recognition of prior learning, we can assess the skills and experience you already have and help you achieve a nationally recognised qualification.
That means no starting from scratch and no spending years back in the classroom. You've already done the work, now it's time to get recognised for it. Whether you're a carpenter, bricklayer, concreter, painter, tiler, waterproofer,
or you're ready to take the next step towards your builder's licence, we're here to help.
Our team will guide you through the entire RPL process, making it simple from start to finish.
Reach out today
and let's get you qualified.
And now, let's get back to the podcast. Kalia, I want to ask you a tough one. You don't have to answer this. Because I've seen a text message that your father sent your mum the night before he suicided. Or the night of him suiciding. And it was a message for you. If you were standing in front of your father just before he did what he did, what would you have said to him?
Nothing, I would have just hugged him. I honestly would have just hugged him.
I have to say, mental health is an illness, right? The same way we have a broken arm. The only difference is you can see a broken arm. Mental health we can't see, we don't know, especially when it's coming from a hard, old school kind of guy. You're not going to see it. You're not going to see that there was a problem. Even receiving that message that you got that night. When I read the message, because knowing what's happened, I read that message about 45 times. Yeah. Right? And I kept reading, I was trying to see, where's the sign? Where did it say in this message, I'm ending it? And it's a message that would have just blended with 1,000 other messages that you get every day. Nothing about that message said, it's the end. I need to tell you, Kalia, whether it was that night or a week later, or you could have reconnected with your father 3 weeks later and things could have gone back to... Could that have made a difference possibly? Would that have healed him and fixed him? No. Because there's more going on. There was more going on. There was more on his plate than anyone knew about. Yeah, I can guarantee you that. And your father loved you, right? And I can tell from that message he loved you, because that was a parting message to your mother to say, hey, let her know she meant the world to me. But can I tell you, someone that doesn't have mental health, yeah, if he actually read what he'd written, that would have been enough for him to stay. So let me tell you, Kalia, if you're holding any guilt, you need to let go, because you are not to blame. And if anyone is blaming you, if anyone is pointing the finger at yourself,
let me tell you, they would have played a big part in this as well. They would have been part of the problem. And it's unfortunate, and we gotta say it for what it is. Rob had parents, he had siblings, there's cousins, there's mates,
Another daughter.
another daughter,
Another
right?
stepdaughter.
There's other families involved, right? And from my past suicide experiences, no one gets answers, right? But the best way to try to heal or move past is to blame someone, right? It just goes hand in hand with suicide. They feel better. Any family member would feel better if they had an answer. I understand Rob didn't leave a letter.
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of. There's no answers there. So the best thing to do is to point the finger and say, right, he did it because of you. It might let them sleep better at night if they do have an answer.
We were just the easiest people to blame at the time.
Because
We still are.
you guys didn't have contact.
Exactly. They made us out to be the big bad wolves, but once again, there's two sides to every story.
Did they know that Dad had given you an ultimatum?
Probably not. I can't 100% say that they did or they didn't, because I don't speak to them, but probably not.
I need it to be known by any man that's struggling out there. What has Rob done? What's he left? What's he left behind? What damage has he done?
A heartbroken 16-year-old and a daughter who has to now grow up and walk down the aisle by herself. Have kids with no grandfather. And I now watch my mum in pain constantly because of all of this. He's left a lot of hurt and a lot of pain.
What's it done to you, Beck?
I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. It's just pulled apart my whole world. 18 years is a long time to be together. And everybody on his side and things like that will say that we had a toxic relationship, this and that. We can see from the memories and the photos and that everyone has up and downs. But our little girl's broken and I can't fix her.
Looking back now, did you miss any signs, Beck? It'll be hard to sort of ask Kalia this question because she was the tender age of 16.
I predict a lot. I know it sounds weird, but I do. Rob and I weren't talking. We couldn't talk. So, yeah. Rob's mental health went downhill when he was in the concrete industry and one of the companies went for him and made his life hell. And that's when he started getting...
What do you mean they went for him?
They basically pushed him out of a big company. And everybody would tell you in the concrete industry, Rob's the best. Great guy. Also, one of the best pumpies in Australia. And these people just beeline for him and pushed him out. And Rob's had like 3 jobs in 20 years. You know, probably 1 day off in 10 years. He was a worker, so it threw him a lot. And then everything just started to spiral. And yeah, when we broke up, I said to him, you need to, you know, go to counselling, stuff like that, if it helps. And his family and that will tell you that he didn't believe in that, but I know he did because he took me to counselling when we were having a hard time. And I know he got on antidepressants and stuff, but that's all I know. I don't. They cut us completely out.
So you made a comment that you weren't allowed to talk to him. What do you mean by that?
We had AVOs.
Against each other?
No, he had them against me. I rang Rob. No, I'm not crazy. Well, maybe. I rang Rob 176 times in one day.
Yeah, well, that's a little crazy, Beck.
You think? It's a Maltese. No. But it was quite funny. Well, not funny, but the police were like, there's not even a threat. Every single message is, please talk to your daughter. You're the dad. You're the adult. Talk to your daughter.
So you're actually pushing to get them together?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only reason Kalia and I fight, and still to this day. Yeah. Rob was, like I said, best dad in the world. He was her best friend. They'd go overseas, they'd snowboard, they'd do everything together.
So did he tell you, do you know why he was so stubborn or, 10 toes in, set in his ways, why he didn't want to, because it's his daughter, right? So he obviously loved her.
People in his ear. I know that for a fact. People that were jealous of Kalia's relationship with her dad because it wasn't about them.
I don't get that part though.
Jealousy.
But
I've never seen anything like it in a family.
Between a mother and, between a daughter and a father?
Yeah. Yeah. To the point where they'd invite him up, because he come from Port Macquarie. So they'd invite him up, but not her. And I was never allowed. Yeah. They just wedged continuously.
They got what they wanted, didn't they?
Jealousy. So sad. Coming from a Maltese family, they just one main character in that side of it. The whole family. Just destroyed the whole family. And just Rob was hers. I've got messages, letters. It would blow your mind.
Me too.
Yeah. She's got text messages since it happened and before to basically say, go away.
To other people, without naming names, that other people were more important than I was, but we were the same title.
Did he ever open up, even while you were together? Because I understand this pressure was from the times that you were together, not just from when you split.
Yeah. This was 18 years.
So was Rob more inclined, even when you were together, things were good? Was he always leaning to the other side?
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a string that, it was always run to them. They don't respect her, which she is, so I'll stay here. Then they'd get back in. I could write a book. That I've never seen anyone so spiteful and evil that could just think half the stuff up that we've been through, that they've done. Not they've done, but they've
they've hooked it up.
Conspiracy. Yeah, they have. We had a time where they all, the instigator got together, got another person to come down, got other girls to ring Rob, got just crazy stuff to try and.
Not even just instigate though, the words that came out of some of these people's mouths to a 16-year-old, 15. I think I was 14 was the youngest that I received messages of just
vile.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were never wanted anyway. That's always stuck in my mind. Remember that. Unwanted child support.
Actually, can I say it was unwanted bastard?
Yeah. just
Look, and this is a message. It's by all means, from what you guys are saying, Rob was an absolute champion.
yeah.
Right? Amazing father, right?
It was a pleaser.
People pleaser, right?
Yeah.
This is a message to our community, and especially a lot of them. We come from WOG backgrounds, right? But I understand even Rob, there was no WOG.
No, but because he worked with every Italian
Yeah.
in the world, he was a
But,
log.
yeah.
He spelled
But
better
he's
than me.
full blown Aussie,
Yeah.
right? But this is a message for the men listening up, right, in our community, in the reset community. I always talk about how important your partner is, your wife, your fiance, whatever your marital situation is. But your home is so important. And even in the Bible, that talks about the importance of marriage and what your home is and who your wife is and who your husband is. And I get the cultural pressure that you have when you get married from, your mum, from an auntie, from a sister, and bringing in this stranger into your home who takes your last name and becomes that. I'm sorry, but when you get married, that's your family, right? Your wife.
That were a lot of our fights.
Yeah.
A lot of our fights.
And I find when a man, if you want to talk about what makes a man is someone that can stand up against his family, right, and say, I'm sorry, that's my wife.
Yep, I choose them.
This is my house.
Yep.
Right? It's either you respect me, and in turn, you need to respect my wife and my house, right? Or you get nothing from me.
Mm.
The minute a man doesn't do that, you lose that title as being a man. Because life, as it is today, is hard enough, let alone fighting these little internal battles. Right? And for what? So, why weren't you liked?
I'm very opinionated.
Well,
I have a lot to say and I'll just say it.
Yeah.
They didn't like me because he loved me, whether they liked it or not. And they knew that I was his one. And then when we had Kalia, that was even worse.
That cemented everything.
Oh, yeah. So they 18 years of yeah. He was pulled apart, like pulled from here to there to here. I didn't give him ultimatums. I just went, we're the family. But they gave him ultimatums. Must be a thing. Yeah, you can't give someone that.
That would have weighed so heavily on him.
100%. 100%. Yeah. What people don't understand is it's little things. It's little things that just add up and add up and add up over years. And this, he hasn't just gone through this with me in our relationship. He went through it in all his other ones too, because they didn't like that either. It was all about infatuation and yeah. He's got another girl. He's got a sister. They're 10 years apart, and the instigator of all of this did it to their family to start with when she was only young.
Did he ever open up to you,
Yeah.
Beck,
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah. Yeah. Half the time he was like, what do I do? And then he'd stop talking like to his other daughter. I'm like, no. You don't do that. It's not her fault. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. She's just a little puppet, one of theirs, and they're ruining everything. And like I said, our relationship wasn't perfect. So I'm not saying, it's them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not blaming anyone for anything, but a lot of pressures, work, our relationship, the pressure of other people, his friends, things like that.
Coming from a people pleaser, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming from Rob too, that's a lot. Rob's life was work, the gym and us. It's great. So yeah, that's more than one thing was, yeah. And like I said, when this, he worked for a company that beelined him, that just started spiraling him because he's always been, and he's never not gone to work, and he's not a liar or, if he was going that way, if he says it, he did it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just started.
What support did you guys receive after losing your father, losing Rob?
Absolutely none.
Nothing.
We got cut off from. Kalia doesn't even know where he did it, what happened, how he did it, or anything.
Both sides of my family turned on me and Mum.
My whole family turned to me. My nephew sent Kalia some shocking text messages for a 20-year-old.
I had one girlfriend, bless her soul, she's still friends with me to this day,
Taylor.
that was there from the day I got the phone call to now. I was messaging her last night and she's like, I'm so proud of you for going on this podcast and getting
And Kalia had a
explaining.
big group of friends.
And she was the only one that stayed out of both sides of Mum's family, Dad's family, and all of my friends.
And his friends.
That was it.
Not one person reached out. They wrote all over social media that we killed him. My friends that I've had for 20 odd years and known them, oh, well, did she do it? And a lot were like, I thought Beck had actually do it before Rob.
My own sister called me a murderer.
My own family sent Claire a message, are you glad you killed your dad? No idea. People have no idea what goes on behind it. And they're pushing. She's tried to take her own life 3 times.
So I want to touch on that, Kalia. Knowing what your dad's actions have done to you, your dad suiciding and how that's made you feel. You weren't obviously doing so good, Kalia, for you to want to go down that road and then do the exact same thing again to your mum.
I couldn't take the pain anymore.
The pain of losing your father?
All of it. Losing my best friend, then getting blamed for it, then having no one to turn to. I couldn't do it anymore. But 3 times I tried and 3 times it didn't work, and that's a reason. I believe that it's a reason I'm meant to be here. So I went and got some help. I went and saw a doctor. I got on antidepressants. And I'm doing 10 times better than I was this time last year.
Yeah, true. Now at least I know I'm going to walk in your room and you'll be awake. And alive.
I think it is best to cut these people out, right? Don't give them access to yourself. Because I believe no matter what the situation is, no matter how toxic it is, no matter if you had no contact, I couldn't give a shit that you weren't talking to your father at the time. Don't you dare jump on the phone, send a text, or jump on a keyboard and start blaming, especially what you were 16 at the time.
Yeah.
That's disgusting behavior, if you ask me. And I've said it once, don't you dare go down that road. You are not to blame. There would have been 10 other factors that played a part, right? Yeah, not talking to his daughter, that's one of them. Let's call a spade, yeah? That would have hurt him. You know, but in saying that, there was these other driving factors that obviously if mum's ringing him 172 times.
Psycho.
76, right?
Please. Please.
So he obviously knew that you were willing to take a phone call if he did call.
There were some ups and downs of you willing to and then not wanting to and then willing to. But I have a voicemail to this day where I sent him a message and said, if you want to know me, pick up the phone and talk to me. Like, I was 16. Why did I have to go and chase my father? Why did I have to be the kid to go and chase his love again? You were my father. Why didn't you come and get me? Not to say we had to play cat and mouse, but a little give or take.
But a 16-year-old's expected to be the adult, I think is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just see 16. I always see these, I got two girls myself. I got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And,
Good luck with that.
I always...
Hey, we turn out all right.
You know what?
Know when she turns 18.
You know what? Bring it on. Bring it on, because these girls are my world.
Yeah.
And I always tell them you can never, ever make a big enough mistake where you can't come to me.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake and you come to me, right, forget the mistake.
Mm.
You've come to me. That's all I need you to do.
I went to Dad for my first kiss.
You went to Dad for everything.
I went to Dad when I got my first cycle, my period.
Yeah, well, that's...
I didn't know.
Like, I went to him for everything.
That's beautiful. And it's a shame that it got murky at some stage where he thought that you weren't his little girl anymore, or he felt that he couldn't go to his little girl anymore, no matter what the circumstance was. There's these rules flying around where people will show their 20-year-old, like Kalia's age, you know, walking in, whether it's 18, coming out dressed for their formal. And then there's a caption like, "This is how my daughter thinks I see her."
Yeah.
And then, "This is how I actually see her." And then they'll show a video of when this 18, 20-year-old was like 4 or 5 years old.
I did one the other day.
Yeah?
This is when I liked you, all right.
Sorry, what was that?
This is when I liked you.
When I didn't talk back.
This is now.
Yeah. Exactly that, right? And as a father, our girls will always be our little girls.
A father-daughter bond isn't
Oh, it's something else.
just different to everything.
It's something else. And we don't know what it's like to be at that point, right, when it comes to suicide. That like those final moments, right? But I've actually been told the minute they actually make that decision, as in, right, I'm going to do it, the amount of pressure that's actually relieved, it's like in that last moment, they're their actual happiest because they've finally decided to, like, yeah, I'm doing it. And I think that relief is what would have allowed Rob to send that message that I believe he would have wanted to say for so long. And again, I'm going to stress, men need to know.
It's not weak to speak.
No. Because, gentlemen, let me tell you, you're actually looking at an ex-partner, so they weren't together, who is absolutely broken and shattered. You're talking to a daughter. You're looking at a daughter that hadn't had contact with her father for however many months. So, and just look at the damage it's caused and continue to cause. So imagine you're still with your wife, because a lot of men are doing it while they're married, they're leaving their kids, they're leaving their wives. Just imagine, my brothers, my friends, what you're leaving behind and what you're actually doing to your family. If you think for a second that you're not a man if you talk about your weak moment, let me tell you, I'd rather be called weak the rest of my life and still be around for my family than for someone to think that I'm a man and for me to do this.
There's so many more people that love you out there than you think.
Absolutely.
And there's so many people that you can reach out and talk to. Your mate that you think you can't, here's your one you can. The big one?
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah, he's that boy.
Yeah.
You know, I get inboxes all the time from like random guys or women. They just want to chat because they see my reels, like, you know, and they can obviously see if it's a good week or a bad.
Yeah.
And I just talk to them. And I've had so many go, you've helped me so much. I don't want to go and see a therapist and anything, but you've like lived it. So, you know, they talk. I'm always there to talk to. It actually probably helps me too. But you can't blame anyone for suicide. Cannot blame anyone.
No, absolutely not. Like I said before, it's an illness, yeah. And I can tell you, if Dad didn't have that illness, there's no way he would have left you. No way in the world he would have chosen to leave you. I just truly believe there's a disconnect.
I do too.
Right? From reality.
100%.
Because again, do you mind if I read that message out loud? Is that okay?
Yep.
So this message was sent by Rob to Beck the night of the suicide. Please tell Kalia I'm sorry that I was not the dad she wanted and that I really did love her with everything I had. Goodbye, Beck. Take care. Kiss, kiss. From that message, it's obvious what you meant to Dad. When did you get that message, Beck?
When I got that, it was probably, 3 or something in the morning. I read it. I knew Rob. I knew Rob better than Rob knew Rob. I read it. I rang his daughter. She's like the daughter, Brianna. And obviously she didn't answer, so in the morning. And I left a voicemail message. it's your dad, he's done something, you need to find him.
Did you try ringing his phone?
I couldn't. I had an AVO in place last time I rang his phone. To tell him the dog died, I got locked up.
So even in that moment,
And no, I did not even think to ring his phone. In saying that, we just moved into a new house. There was no internet and no coverage.
yeah,
I didn't see those missed calls until 10 hours after. That was the same night. I didn't even think to ring his phone. To be honest, I went straight to Browner.
did he try to ring you, Kalia?
No.
And I still believe to this day he tried to ring me because if I answered, he knew I would have talked him out. 100%. If I answered those calls and didn't miss them, I would
It's
be
not
able
your
to talk
fault.
him down. 100%.
It's not your fault.
Whether we were separated or not, I could read Rob, and Rob knew. And then I could talk him about things. He knew that I would have talked him down.
So do you think those calls were like a cry for help?
Yeah.
Well, just like I've said to Kalia, I think it's unfair to be putting that on yourself, that kind of pressure, because I'm telling you, you might have talked him down that night, but something would have happened the following week, the week after that, the month after that, and he would have just gone and reverted back to getting rid of the pain that way. Because unless us men actually do something about it, those demons are always forever going to be there. And this is why you girls are so important. Because it's the women that are the forgotten ones. Men need to see the damage when they feel that they're not loved or not cared about. This is the damage you're leaving behind. And I can't thank you girls so much for coming on. I really can't.
Thank you for having us.
You still don't understand the impact you're gonna have. This is gonna be massive. You're absolutely gonna help. Not hope. I can guarantee you're gonna help. And I think you need to turn that pain into this cause and make a difference to help the next guy. And doing it in Rob's name. And I understand you have a clothing brand.
Yes.
Can we talk a bit about this?
Yeah. We have a clothing brand called YFM.
YFM?
YFM, which
Yep.
means you fucking matter.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've just done our first launch. Sadly, in the concrete industry in June, they lost another pumpy, a 27-year-old guy. And I reached out to his family, and we've just launched a jumper or hoodie. And we give 10% of everything sold to this family to help them. With obviously whatever they need, or any other family that, needs anything, or we can help them, or, even if it's, I don't know, they need therapy, they can't afford it, or just anything.
Even if they just need to pay their rent for 1 week.
Yeah. Because a lot of them...
Little things.
Yeah. A lot of these are men that are breadwinners, things like that. So, yeah, we've got hoodies. We've done our first drop. We'll do our second one with a different one in August. And then the biggest one will be in September, which is Are You Okay? And it's also the same
month as Dad died.
Rob took his own life. So hopefully we can get out there and, make it big and help these families and help, men and children especially. There's a lot of kids doing this at the moment.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. Stop bullying. Be kind to people. Be kind.
Absolutely. That's a whole nother
That's a whole
topic in itself.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
No one cares about your opinion if you're going to be horrible.
100%.
Be nice.
It costs nothing to be nice.
Or say nothing. Remember, our parents said that.
Yeah.
Got nothing to say.
Say nothing at all. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
So we're hoping the Labor will,
I-
we've got an Instagram page.
We do.
we'll put the link up
Yeah.
in our description, and push as many of our followers through onto
We'll put a
you
QR
guys.
code up on screen now.
Yeah, we'll put a QR code. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you, my friend.
Dan's all over.
Dan's the brains. I'm telling you.
all over this.
Yeah. Without Dan, I'm telling you, I'm nothing.
I
Right?
think I am either.
Yeah. So we'll put a QR code up on the screen. All you got to do at home is pick up your phone, scan that barcode.
We just really want it to be able for people to reach out, and it can be a safe place for people to talk.
Absolutely.
And
DM us.
Your dad will be so proud of you. So proud of you. And you as well, Beck. And I find it astonishing as well, because there's a stigma that is held over the ex-partner when a man does suicide. And I can tell you guys right now, this lady has not stopped crying this whole time. It's almost
cried for 4 years.
It's almost a bit annoying.
Sorry.
I'm joking.
Can't get my shit together.
I'm joking. But this woman has not stopped crying for an ex-partner. And I think every scenario has to be looked at its own merits. Because have men suicided because of a toxic ex that's ruined his life and made his life a living hell and kept his kids away from him? Yes. Something I can tell you is this is not the case here. This woman, this ex-wife, is absolutely shattered. If you look at her phone, or coming up, she has a photo of Rob on her screensaver, on her phone. He'll be so proud of you too, Beck.
Oh, I yell at him every day still.
Yeah, don't worry. I yell at my dad.
Yeah, I yell at mine too.
So, I get that part.
you three.
Yeah, 100%. And you guys are doing amazing work. We're going to absolutely throw all our weight behind your label.
Thanks.
We'll do some collaborations and we'll do some events, get you guys involved at some things that we're doing, some live audiences, and get maybe like a table with all your merch out there that people can buy at our events. You guys are doing a beautiful thing in his name, and I think that's all you can do, Kalia, is keep his name at the forefront of everything. Make sure his name doesn't get forgotten.
I hold his last name with a lot of pride.
Can you give us the full name, your dad's name, family name?
You ready?
Oh my good, my full name and his full name?
Yeah.
Bucklin.
Right. Here we go.
So Dad is Robert Ernest Gribble, and I am Kalia Jane Glenn Gribble.
Beautiful.
The reason is her middle name has got Glenn in it because my best friend, when I was 16, took his own life. And his name was Glenn.
Wow.
And I, to this day, still talk to his mum. And we still put things up on social media and stuff. We would never forget him, and his mum, his family are amazing.
Yeah.
And I lost him when I was 16. Not that long ago, really.
About
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Oh.
then?
Maybe 5. And now I'm 53. So, yeah. Rob would never be forgotten as long as I'm on this earth. Never.
Well done, guys. I'm so proud of yous. I'm going to leave you guys on this note. again, don't you dare blame yourselves, right? There's nothing you could have done. I'm telling you now, there's nothing you could have done to stop this. Nothing. Rob, as well as the 9 Aussies that kill themselves every day in this country, right? They're the only ones that could have made a difference. But this was the path they chose. And who are we to say, why? Why did you? Because at the end of the day, we weren't them.
They're the only people that know. Doesn't matter if they left a note or anything. Their very last feeling, they're the only person that knows.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I'm sorry if it got a bit tough. Was the tension in here, you can slice it right open. I can feel the love for Rob. I can feel the hurt. I can feel your emptiness, right? But the good thing is you have each other. Keep doing what you're doing and remember his name.
Yeah, always.
Honor his name.
Always.
And that's all we can do. Thank you so much for guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Guys, that was an emotional one. I cannot thank Bec and Kalia enough for coming on and sharing their story. It's a story that's going to impact many, many people. And I hope it can just show you that this is the byproduct of suicide. I hope it can show you that this is what gets left behind. Please, guys, if you are going through something, if you are struggling, there's Lifeline, there's Beyond Blue, there's the Reset podcast. Hit us up. You guys aren't alone. We can do this together. On that one, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
I remember when you were all mine, but you're changing in front of my eyes. What can I say? Now that I'm not the fire and the cold, now that I'm not the hand that you hold, as you're walking away, will you call me to tell me you're alright? 'Cause I worry about you the whole night. Don't repeat my mistakes, I won't sleep till you're safe inside. If you're home, I just hope that you're sober. Is it time to let go now you're older? Don't leave me this way, I won't sleep till you're safe inside. Everyone has to find their own